Call meeting order, 4:59 PM. Carrie, did you wanna tell me the line of thing?
Yep, I told these guys it was recommended that, when we're talking about people, we give full names and maybe job titles, if, just so people down the road know who we're talking about if they rewatch the video. Thank you.
Okay. Select board introductions first.
Matt Maxwell, Select Board.
Gary Keenan, Select Board.
Dan Webster, Select Board.
Ed Fournier, town administrator.
Chris Roy, Newport Daily, and our town resident.
Dan Wando, management.
Jeff Wilson, emergency management director.
Richard Laws, Orleans County Sheriff Department.
All
All right, changes or additions to the agenda. We also have Deb Tangway, town clerk, online with us.
Hi, Deb.
Any public comment? All right, the resident was supposed to be here for final speeding, but I didn't see him online or anything.
Just skip it now and see if she shows up the next half hour. Just go to Jeff.
You okay to hang out for a little bit? Richard, Deputy Wells?
By 6:30.
Oh, we'll be
Oh,
done.
yeah, no.
You're good.
Okay. All right, so we'll go to fire marshal updates. I'll give you a quick overview, then I'll turn it over to Jeff.
Right. Did we skip the management director part?
That's
I'm
next.
gonna do a little bit before.
Okay.
I got these stairs, I got this. Okay, it is first, sorry. I guess you're first, Jeff. My fault.
None on mine.
I might have printed off a couple different ones, sorry.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I adjusted it, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
We'll just go with the fire marshal order.
What?
That's all right. Fire marshal, I know the one that was posted. Fire marshal updates, so, we met with the fire marshal, Jeff and I did, talked about this building, everything was pretty good, and then I changed the smoke and arms, and then the ceiling where they're working in the boiler room is gonna be patched up, after they do that, I'll talk to them. And then that was pretty much everything here. Then we just talked about the using the town garage, the emergency shelter. So I'll turn it over to Jeff on that.
So we have people on the phone now. I don't know if we want to see if that's them and jump back or what we want to do.
Ed, let's see who that is.
Hello,
Your name, whoever just joined.
Mike and Sue Bernier.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Mike and Sue.
Hi.
Hey,
All right, we'll go to Pine Hill speeding updates.
Yep.
Do you want to start, or do you have anything, Sue, first to start?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a sheriff up here now, twice. I called you earlier in July, and then there was someone out here, I think it was last Thursday, and, you know, we watched them pull over several people. So, you know, I would hope, we know we're happy about that. And there's also a DOT guy on the other end, I think, that is picking some people up. I heard that he had somebody pulled over going 77 miles an hour. So he was arrested. So it's happening every day. So hopefully they'll continue to, you know, show up sporadically on, you know, unannounced and kind of sit there.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
Do you have any control over where they sit?
No.
So you can't say we're having a problem finding.
Sorry, we can make recommendations.
Yeah.
No,
Have you been in touch with the sheriff?
They have a certain amount of hours and they parcel it out, you know, throughout the town the best they can.
Do you have a suggestion?
Yeah. So where this has been a ongoing thing, I mean, we've been trying to get you guys to do something for well over a year. Can you make a recommendation to them to be up here a little bit more till get settled down?
We can talk some more about, I've got a couple of things I want to ask too, so.
We'll talk to them about it and see what they can do.
All right, that sounds good to me. I don't think they have to be up here every day, but if they're up here once or twice a week, I think people would know that they're up here and would slow down.
And they're catching them, so that's good.
They are catching them. I don't know if they're writing them tickets or warnings, but they are catching them. But you know, it's going to take more than once a week or once every 2 weeks for them to show up to make a difference, I feel.
Richard, do you have anything to add? We have a
Yeah,
police officer here with us.
I think I've spoken to Mike on the phone a few weeks ago. So obviously we know that Pine Hill is a road that's easier to speed on because it's flat, smooth paved, as a lot of your town roads are. One of the issues that we have, jumped over is the ordinance issue back a few years ago when it wasn't really able to enforce the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. So now people are getting caught off guard with that. But we're trying to play catch up as fast as we can. We spoke on, Mike had, asked if we could be there during, commuter hours, from 3 to 6, which, in all the towns that we cover, that is the highly traveled time during the day. So we try to get to each town throughout the week during those busy hours and then try to make some stops. The one thing, we try to hit all the roads as much as possible. Like Mr. Maxwell has said, that, we are contracted through the year. We only have so many hours that we can do per week. So we don't want to try to just focus and be out on Pine Hill every week for all of those hours. We still want to be able to hit all the other roads in the town and take the complaints that come in. As far as the phone call complaints, either domestic or animal issues and that kind of stuff. But yes, Pine Hill, as with all the other roads in town of Hopper, on our radar to be able to enforce, and we try to get up there as much as possible. She did give a good suggestion as far as a spot to sit on the little cemetery. And I believe that is where last week I tried to suggest that somebody go and sit. And I believe we did have, I think there was 5 or 6 stops for the couple hours.
Right. Yeah, we witnessed some of them. And I think that's going to be a good deterrent, but it's got to happen more than, once every other week or whatever.
It's a work in progress. It's nothing that's going to change overnight. People are always going to speed, and that's it's kind of a job security for us. But we do the best we can, and we do stop them cars when they're out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate what you're doing, and hopefully it can continue and traffic will slow down.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you.
Have you put the speed card out there at all? Or is there a place to put it safely? Is it wide enough anywhere?
A speed car?
Don't you
Yeah.
have the,
So we can put a speed card out, for sure. Anywhere on Pine Hill, as long as the town gives us, like, we have that a little easement off the side of the road, so if we can, we'd like to, secure it to a tree or a pole or something like that, so nobody just takes off with it. So with the direction of you guys, saying they would want a speed card for we use it for data, for a survey. It tells you how many cars are out there, how many cars are going over the posted speed limit, what the average speed is that it's picking up. It's a great tool that we've used. So yeah, we could definitely put that out on any of the roads. If you want it on Pine Hill, I can try to work on that this week and get it out there if you'd like. And that way, maybe for the next meeting, you can I can throw you a rundown of the data that was collected.
Yeah.
the other thing was like the digital sign coming into Newport. I've talked about it before. I've talked to Chief Bingham. They got a grant. And do you find those useful? Do they slow people down? Do you think?
So at first, I
Yeah,
think
they see
work,
it and they,
right?
yeah.
Because it is a deterrent. Like when you come in, you're not used to seeing something there.
Yeah.
You come down the hill and like, there it is, oh, I'm speeding,
Yeah.
you know? But then after the couple weeks of commuting into work or wherever, you're used to that sign being there, so I think that deterrent goes away.
It goes away.
Yeah.
Personal opinion, not factual, that's my personal.
And the other thing I commented before was like the speed bumps on the crossroad in Derby, and I don't know how those, if they help at all.
Yeah, so, speed bumps are talking to another town right now, actually, with the removable speed bumps, because obviously we live in the Northeast Kingdom, so you can't really have them for the winter time, unless they are like the one on West Street, in Derby, where the old Ninja Roof, what we used to always call it, it's the gradual bigger humps that is made in the pavement so the plows can go over it. But they do have, removable speed bumps, which I feel they are gonna slow you down. I think there's a spot for them, but not every road is made for them. You don't wanna put them on curb, you don't wanna put them on the downhill slopes, that kind of stuff where, somebody hits them and they could actually lose control of the vehicle. I think there would have to be some sort of a study done to, put them and engineer them in the right way. I believe it's Enosburg, anybody goes to St. Albans, that little shortcut. They put speed bumps out during the summertime and 100% slows people down. In the wintertime, they pull them up so they can plow. But yeah, I think there's a need for them on some streets for sure.
So what's the speed card? I thought that was the sign that we started talking
Well-
about.
So a speed card is something that we have where it's the same as electronic sign, it says posted 25 and it flashes your speed at you, but it's but there's a little computer in there that collects all the data.
Records, okay.
And
Okay.
then
And
we
they can
can
just move
print that
around.
off and ship it off to wherever we want to send it to.
The city got a digital sign that just stays there. It's on a permanent pole.
Chris,
Yes, Chris.
Yeah, Madam Chair, the officer mentioned something that was made me wonder. Can the speed bump be put, I know this background, I'm supposed to address the change.
Absolutely.
Can the speed bump be put on dirt roads cause I know most of Coventry now is paved anyway, but Pine Hill paved?
Pine Hill is paved, and I'm gonna defer over here. Can they be put on blacktop roads?
On blacktop roads?
No,
Absolutely.
dirt roads.
Dirt
Oh,
roads?
on dirt roads, sorry.
The speed,
Yeah.
it's speed bumps, right?
I don't know. I've never looked into them and I don't know how they're made and how they're fastened to the roadway. I would say that they're fastened better to a paved road than they are a dirt road. Dirt road can just gravel can loosen up and be able to pick them up.
Right,
I thought,
that's what I was wondering.
but yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Are you, man? Do the speed bumps have the the speed cars have the technology for you to figure out who the RO of the car is and send down a speed ticket without you being there, or do you physically have to come in contact with the driver?
No, so these speed cards, I'm sure you can buy speed cards that have cameras and to be able to grab like plate recognition and all that kind of stuff. But in the state of Vermont, we don't really use plate recognition any longer. But I'm sure there are speed cards out there, but no, our speed cards do not do that. Because it gives you a range of the time of day, average cars per hour, average speed per hour, highest speed, lowest speed.
Right, unless you physically make contact with the operator, you can't issue a ticket.
Right. What it's used for is something like this where, and I apologize, I didn't think about this sooner. Where, if the town is complaining about a certain road, or there's a resident saying, everyone's flying on my road, like we will put a speed card out there and, collect the data. And then usually the data comes in, that you'll see a high speed, somebody, does 70 miles an hour and a 35. But your average speeds usually all CANS. Unless there's a big problem.
Yes.
well, I suggest the speed cards and just keep doing what you're doing and what else can we do?
Will do.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on your day off.
No problem. Anytime.
And
Thank you.
Sue, you have
Thanks.
something else you're gonna say?
Go ahead.
No, just thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Sue and Mike.
Thank you.
Good night, thank you.
We'll go back to the fire marshal days.
So the only caveat in addition to the inspection here at the building is our updated certification fire marshal will issue us. We'll have two different occupation or occupant maximums. One for seated events, which is all I have posted currently, as one for the shelter situation where we have pumps and stuff. So we'll actually have that updated so we have a certified number that will allow up for shelter operations. The other part was we had a discussion with the fire marshal about the town garage, potentially as a auxiliary or secondary shelter. And the reality is, without major changes to the current plan, we could fit maybe 10, maybe 20 cots between the two office spaces, the break room and the actual office we have there. But if you wanted to have more than that, you'd have to go through and put the insulated partition of the wall in the bays and have a means of making sure we didn't have exhaust across that area as well, in addition to another door on the front of the building with no use coming in and out without anything big doors open. So reality is the garage really want to make a good shelter location in addition to the shelter operation impacting the garage operation itself in times of emergency. We're really going to be running in and out of that the entire time there's anything going on. So keeping the shelters with primary being community center and secondary is what the best part. Yeah, go forward. And then we recently got supplies.
I interrupt you. I just want to follow on it for I don't know if you guys need more time. I'm just wondering if you had any thoughts on it. I wanted to take Jeff's recommendation and go with that so we can follow the permit and everything for the garage.
Yeah.
Jeff did a good job. To sum it up, if you gotta cancel events in the community center for emergency, it's okay, right?
Right.
But you can't cancel poetry.
No,
That's the problem.
yeah, don't change anything.
Okay, so not the reason I'm bothering you now, if you decide that
Right,
I'll move on with that permit.
Yeah, yeah.
All in it.
yep.
Perfect,
Okay.
thank you both for all the hard work.
Yeah, sure. Just to add in, the enraged have the fire marshal, he's never seen down the garage. It's a shelter.
Yep.
Thank you. So, the next one was emergency management director, Jeff had a couple. So thank you, Jeff.
Moving from that, we got some supplies between my budget for last year and this year. That nice little transition period. We left more than enough funds in the budget on the rest of this year to be able to service the generator for the school, because that's part of what the $2,000 budget is utilized for. It's usually only a few $100s a year that comes out of it. But the supplies we got, we have 10 pit cots, they're all rated 400 pounds. So the same style that we use in the military, so steel frame, very hard to actually down with. So they should be long-term viable. We have 20 inflatable pillows, storage totes for organizing and transporting, first aid medical supplies. We have a EMS first responder kit and a couple topically supply kits in there as well. We have flashlights, individual hygiene kits, and menstrual kits. And then we have 2 portable showers with privacy tents. So we have the means of actually being able to have a reasonable shelter set up. Long term, as I said before, I'd like to eventually get where we have 5% of the town be covered, which comes out to around 50 people or 4 to 5 households, with my goal for the shelter supplies.
Yep.
So the next thing is coming up, and I'm going to be continuing to work with the state, go through and try to get a workshop set up for us to have them facilitate an update to the local emergency plan.
So I would, any board members that are interested in it would be able to participate in that, I get the road crew, involved in any officers that have input that they want to do the join the workshop as well. They offer full day and half day, they supply food and all that fun stuff for us,
Nice.
free of charge from the state. So when we get some more, information on that, I'm probably gonna aim to do that in December, just because end of the year is busy because everyone getting ready for school. December usually everything is slowed down a little for us as long as we did it before Christmas. One of the other things I'm wanting to go through here is, work with Karen. My understanding is you operate or manage the Facebook page for the town.
Carrie.
Alright.
Yes, I do.
Did not realize that's everything in correct. In my head, it sounded correct, but I was honest. Correct, so I apologize.
That's okay.
I've
been called worse.
But anyways, I would like to go through and maybe do quarterly or monthly, basically newsletters posted on there, just merchant preparedness, give people information about kits. I'd also like to go through and start trying to do a quarterly emergency management meeting in the town building, if the select board's okay with it. Start trying to get volunteers in a place periodically so we can talk and discuss, get input from the community as well, for concerns they have about emergency preparedness.
That's a great idea.
Probably be slow going for a while, but get the ball rolling so we can get people involved. And then lastly, everything seems to be honestly going fairly smoothly. No one's had major complaints at this point. I've had a few people that get a little bit of angst about emergency management, why we're not hearing more in some of the other neighborhoods. I had a couple community members reach out, asking why we don't keep our own database for medical, vulnerable members of the community. That's something that's kept at the state level, and we can only request it. The state strongly discourages towns from trying to keep their own records of that. I believe there was one other thing that we're gonna bring up.
Did you get the economic development? That's, that was on the list.
So, Ed and I have been talking about the economic development, organization, no one, when we were asking who was representative, I found out, I believe it's, or you can remember, that's planning commission.
Herbert.
I'll do it eventually. Not well, I saw all of that, I don't know what's it. But we have one representative, we can potentially have two, we're supposed to appoint those, at the March town meeting. So the terms, I think it's 2 years. Well, at least the maximum on the plan, so.
He's no longer a planning maker.
Oh, all right, so.
Yeah.
Probably don't have anyone.
So are you talking about whole development or NVDA?
And we can wait.
I think we reappointed, we paid her appointed.
Yeah.
So,
No. I wasn't sure who was involved in it. There was one of the things that I was going to do specific about that. Their towns have been utilized inside of trying to get more information.
Yeah.
But I believe that's 2 years on, correct?
for the NVDA.
Yeah.
I checked on them.
The information I found,
I came in after that.
it looks like the last time they planned was in 2005, so it should be coming up to the back week. Something that the board gets to be aware of coming up next week.
Okay.
That was the last, now.
Great.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jeff.
Jeff.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, you're right on the ball.
Oh,
Gotten a lot, you've gotten a lot done in a short period of time.
I appreciate it. One other recommendation that me and Ed have talked about, I won't throw you under the bus, and then we're recommending unless you want to be part of it. But I think it would be a good idea during our town festival that we have a table set up for select board members, town officers. Either we have an hour, like 8 hour, where as many of us as possible hang out at that table, so different members of the community can put names, faces together, or have a rotation. We have town employees this hour, officers this hour, select board this hour, however we want to do it. But I think it's a good idea. Try getting a little bit more exposure, because not being from around here, like I don't actually know really any of the other officers. So it's good they're here at the same time I am. Basically, I was told, fairly true for all the other members when I talk with them. Most of the time, unless they've had like a specific concern, they don't ever interact with town officers.
Yeah, good idea.
Good idea.
I can send an email for it to all the, everybody can, just say, plan on having a table.
Good.
Sorry.
All really good, like that.
Let Brittany know.
Spot. Yep.
Yep.
And that's just a copy of my report that I was giving.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, justices of the peace listing on the November general election ballot. Anything from you, Deb, for number 7?
No, that's just a requirement from the state, because that is a state ballot that they are automatically mailing out. We are not mailing it out. I just need to have your approval to have those placed on the back of the ballot.
Where's the list? Is it just all these names are the same?
We're changing some though, aren't we?
Well, just Tracy Curon is going to be a new one. Melissa Gallup has come down from being a JP, and Tracy Curon has gone up in her replacement.
So
Tracy's-
Tracy's name will be on there versus Nita's.
No, versus Melissa's.
I mean Melissa.
It's still on there.
All right, I'll make a motion to have Carrie Keeman, Sherry Bradley, Tracy Curion, Richard Lucier, Edward Lovejoy, and Donald Hunt here on the ballot as justice of peace for the town of Concord.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you, Deb. Liquor license request behavior permit. Anything from you again, Deb? All right.
That one is for the Coventry Fall Festival. They're actually doing really good. They've got it placed in way in advance, which is nice. So that's our catering permit for the beer tent.
I'll make the motion to approve the liquor license for the love of food catering for the Coventry Town Festival.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Is that good on the lingo, Deb, or was there?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up is town report, social service appropriations. I emailed you guys some notes there, but I've already had a couple people ask me. My notes here. So right now, you just require the actual letter that goes into the town report. But they just asked if you wanted anything else, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to discuss if there's any other requirements you want to add, or if you were good with where you were at.
Yeah, have them tell us if they're asking for more money than they did the previous year.
Okay.
If it's the same, I don't care, but if they're going up, I want to know why.
Yeah, there was a question that we had.
Yeah.
Was it why?
I just, yeah, I mean, there was a couple of them. There was like one of the libraries went up by quite a bit. And I don't care. I just want to know why, what the deal is.
Okay.
That's
Anything
it.
else other than that, or?
Yeah.
Their usual letter and explanation?
Yeah, tell them we want the letter in color, so
Yeah.
it'll be in color in our book.
So you're good with what they already give you a plus then?
Yeah, just, and if they're not, if it's the same amount, because most people are the same every year, but we did it like
There's a couple that jumped.
a couple that jumped by a couple $1,000s.
Yeah,
Just
one went down, two went up.
right. They just like able to, when I stand up there, town meeting, tell them why.
Sure. Okay.
And it may be good if you can request that when they send their appropriation request, if it is going to be an increase, that they state why in the appropriation request there was an increase. That way the residents can know that information beforehand.
Okay.
And what's your deadline? December sometime or December 1st? Or
December 15th.
December
We asked
15th?
December.
Yep, good.
Some came in after that. Had those.
There's stragglers. There's always stragglers every year.
You gotta add a little buffer because you know there's gonna be stragglers.
Yeah, I mean, we say, I used to say December 1st, but
Yep.
December 15th, anything that was in after December 15th.
Too late.
That's
Which
just
is
too, it's
too
just,
bad.
it's too much on Ed to get the book out on time.
All right, guys, all set with that one.
Yep.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you, Deb. Now we'll just move on to Verb. I got a couple for you. Before I ask you the two to make a decision, I just wanted to, I waited for this from Verb, but it was also the fire marshal gave me some information. I think the last meeting you weren't here.
Yeah.
So we were discussing the stove last meeting, and you guys decided to keep that tank and that stove. Well, that stove, you have the right hood and everything, but because you don't have the right suppression system, you're not supposed to cook anything with grease on top. You can inside the stove. So I just wanted to know that if you do look into a new one at some point, electric stove, that would be an important part. And then Deb and I were discussing a little, maybe she can add in just the logistics of getting back to that tank and stuff is the easiest thing, so. Just want to throw that in, so if you ever want to decide something on, like a new stove. Do you have anything else about that, Deb, about the propane tank?
Yeah, I think the issue that the fire marshal brought up about the stove that I don't think any of us was actually even aware of is definitely an issue. I know we can post a sign in the kitchen, but we are not here primarily most of the time when that stove is being used, when the community center is being rented. So I think that definitely is an issue, especially if we have individuals who may not know how to use, the fire extinguisher, which fire extinguisher to use, with it being a grease fire and not just, other different type of fire. That's definitely something I think we should take into consideration. And again, with the propane tank, definitely it would be easier if we're just gonna stay with that stove. Just have the piping go from the parking lot side of the tank into that kitchen versus leaving the tank on that side. That way the propane truck is just coming once to one location, filling up one spot versus having to move a couple of different times to get to each tank. But that's, absolutely your guys' call. So I don't know. I know we've had some issues with that stove in the past, even trying to find parts for it. I just don't know if it is time that maybe we should look at getting a commercial electric stove, which one eliminates the propane issue. Number two, eliminates this finding from the fire marshal. But that's all stuff maybe to just look forward to. Maybe at budget and time.
I wonder about a suppression system just for the kitchen. I don't know anything about them.
What's the deal with the thing? That's that?
It's a propane stove, so we talked about just leaving the little tank there.
Yeah.
Because it's right there. Otherwise, the other tank, they're gonna pipe it all the way around the building.
Not all the way around the building, that can go through the building.
I don't know.
That can go from the boiler room.
I don't think it.
He didn't know any reasons why. I could look more into that, but Larry talked about it last time. I mentioned that going through the building. He said they won't plumb anything through the building, so
So it's gonna go all the way around the building.
he didn't give any other documentation. That's what he said.
Okay, because when Chris was here for B&H, who's doing all our installation work, that was his comment, why we weren't just going through the building. And I know when we originally had that quoted through Nettles for all three boilers, that was their recommendation as well, was just leading the pipe through the building into the kitchen. to avoid all that excess cost of trying to go around the building. It was just unnecessary for labor, equipment cost, products.
Get us some prices on commercial electric stoves.
Okay.
And I think we'll leave the tank for now because we don't know what we're gonna do.
How? They must work all right. I've heard people switching and they hate electric, and not that we use that stove very much, but when like they do the big meals, must be a lot of cooking.
Mm-hmm. I think Deb uses it primarily just to keep her food items warm. Most of her cooking she does down at her own house and then parts the food up here.
Okay,
So I would say primarily the people who are using that stove are the people who are actually renting the community center and using that stove on the weekends when we're not here.
I'd say get prices on the suppression system too.
For that stove.
I mean, is it just,
Dan.
well,
do you know anything about that
Suppression
stuff?
system.
It's not cheap. Definitely get a price
I mean, to put you on the spot.
what is it?
It's so a fire suppression system would be a full station next to that stove. It would be underneath the hood that's there. I don't know if that hood is designed to have a fire suppression system in it or not, or if you have to replace that hood. I really don't know much about the hood that's down there.
It's old. I'm sure it's.
So it might take a whole new stained hood and venting and a new motor and drive and suppression system, and then anything electrical underneath that suppression system, when it goes off, has to be disconnected from electricity, so you can contact or remove that. And then any propane line coming in there has to have a solenoid that then shuts that solenoid off, so that way if there's a fire in there, you don't have anything feeding it, as well as any intake air gets shut off. So you're not feeding the fire option. There's a lot to it. If I don't know the rules behind. Did he say that if we had an electric stove down there, you don't need a fire suppression system? Or is that? Or
You know, Jeff,
We run that much less cost.
Much less robust.
So I was gonna say, even electric stove can have a fire.
Right, you can start a fire and you still have to. The whole thing about grease though is who's gonna be here to police something real. So
Correct.
So you kind of have to play it safe. If you're gonna have a stove, you're gonna have to go all that, in my opinion, for safety wise.
Do we need a commercial grade
I would
stove?
say fire suppression is spendy around here because it's pretty much one company that a lot of false companies. So they kind of get what they want for price.
Who's the company? Do you know the name?
I did onboard to a product and everything.
Encore?
If you look up any of the fire suppression places, I was contact them.
What do you got, Jeff?
Just in week, you don't take initial action, that, using the stove, I recommend making a sign, put down there, just labeling them, not to do that. We at least have that coverage, right? Not only told them beforehand, but we have postage there,
And what are the fire?
The town has rules, right, that the people that are using the space have to sign, she's saying, so
They have a
I would
contract.
I would add it to that contract saying there's no use of cooking grease or anything on it, so.
okay. Just to answer your question, PLCP said should stick with a commercial stove, and have the type of deals or. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people, they like the big stove. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone. So I'll get you guys prices on.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna wanna mess with that old one, but.
We'll move on to the tank. There, Chris, who plumbing mentioned you better bury it. Larry said last week or last meeting not to bury it. He's seen troubles in other towns. I know I sent you the email. There was some other stuff that came into the school to me and Deb, and they that person mentioned not burying it either. You have to get it inspected every 3 to 5 years. To avoid this above ground.
We have a place for it above ground.
Yeah.
I would suggest not burying it. I've buried mine and dug it up when I changed, and it's a hassle.
Okay. Yeah, need it.
Above ground.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, and then the last one I sent you about for MERP updates was, the tanks in the back. You guys, the email I sent you were just about.
Yeah.
Who you want to do it, I mean, it's something we can try to do ourselves, I spoke to you individually about it also. Or he has someone that comes in and they get rid of the oil, and I think did you get more information than I did, Carrie, or the same?
No, nothing, nothing more. Well, yes, he did say,
Donate to the.
yeah, so whatever the company is that he gets to take the oil out of the tank because the current supplier won't take it out, which I get if there's dirt in the bottom or water in it or whatever. Yeah, they don't take it back out. But he has somebody that takes it out. Cause we had said, well, why don't we rent a pump from the rental place in town? But then if you spill it, then you've got trouble there. And so this company does it and then they will donate the oil to, if we give them a list of these people would benefit from having the oil. But they'll give it away if they want it.
If they're gonna donate it, I'm good with that. It just seemed like a lot.
Mhm.
And it seemed like it'd be pretty easy to take out. If they're gonna give it to the families, that's what's gonna do it.
You guys can think about it too, if anybody
Connect with the county foundation and probably help some people who
have asked for.
have asked for
Yeah.
support.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good idea.
Yep.
As long as they can do that, right? Like,
That's
they're
what,
not just gonna give it to.
no,
We
we give them a list and if they wanna,
Right, perfect.
they can accept it or decline it.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know if you got an extra email, but I did have the same. It does say that.
Now, what are we doing with the tanks that are coming out?
It says the tanks are then removed, burned, cleaned, and disposed of legally, that's the email says.
Okay,
So it's all part of it.
And it'd be nice if they were still good, maybe they could be donated to somebody that needs one.
They usually just put new tanks in if they're picky about them.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So what was this thing you said we give him a list?
We can give them a list of community member names.
Right.
We
Which
can
get from the
recommend.
foundation.
Connect with that and they should have.
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah. Or I don't know, who's the
Leo.
Leo, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next up is the loyal supply pre-buy commercial contract. Give each a copy there.
If we're not doing oil here, I don't know. Cause you pick a number of gallons that you want.
Yeah, I printed off last year's 5,000 gallons of number 2 oil. I won't tell you the price.
Oh, come on. I need it.
Yeah.
Last year's was 252 per gallon.
Oh my God.
now we're pulling out those tanks, so we don't need to look at that contract, correct?
Well, the garage still has it,
Correction.
Oh. Okay,
but we'd have to look and see the bills, the deliveries from the garage.
So this is for the 5,000 gallons, is that what?
Well, it can be for any amount of gallons.
Yeah, I don't think we need.
So
that much,
if
but-
we pre-buy
no,
1,000 gallons, we pay for it. And if we,
We don't know how much.
if we go beyond that, then we get the regular price. It doesn't say what happens if we, have less, so, cause once we sign the contract, we send them a check. So if it's $1 a gallon and we get 1,000 gallons, we have to send a check for $1,000. Well, if we only use 800 gallons, I don't know what happens to those other 200 gallons.
This is,
Not a clue.
this is the old one. Does that one have this section in it upon signing? Since last year's that.
You agree there may be an
That's
additional
fine.
charge at the end of the contract.
usually they just bill as they deliver fuel to us, so we don't give them a check at the very beginning.
Okay, cause that's what this contract says. It's new owners.
Correct, they did get bought out, so is that a pre-buy?
This is
Pre-buy.
pre-buy.
Okay, usually they just give us a fixed price.
This says if you use more, it's the,
Yeah,
say if
the,
you use
the
less.
going rate, yeah, it doesn't say if you use
Yeah,
less.
we have a fixed price, $388 for cash, $398 for credit.
We don't know what we used over
So
there.
if we, when does this have to be signed on?
It does say something about that in there, I think, and about how it's first come, first served.
Yeah,
I mean, we can call oil supply. They can tell us how many gallons we have used at all three of our locations. I mean, we split that down when I enter those invoices into a NEMRIC, but it would just be easier just to call them. I know they're in the process of moving. So if you try calling them, Ed, you may or may not quite get an answer right now, but I think you should have an answer for the next select board meeting.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, and
Just the two
I
garages.
could, you know, anybody could go through all the warrants and look at what the bills were for what location. If they can't tell us.
But that may change what the overall rate is that we're gonna be receiving, because there'll be less gallons.
Mhm.
I did let them know too, for it this back a while ago, that we wouldn't be getting oil here anymore,
Right.
so. That doesn't mean anything, but it wouldn't change, I'm just saying
No.
they're aware of it, because
But
they.
we still have to buy oil and we wanted the cheapest price, so.
So we'll call them and find out what
How many gallons?
they should have. Easy for them to tell us what we used here
Yeah,
up there.
so that would be.
Yes.
So.
Then we'll do it, try again next,
Put it on the
in
next
2
one.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would maybe suggest, depending on who we may swap to for propane, they may also do number 2 fuel, and there may be a set price that we can possibly get through that other means as well. So if that doesn't have an actual date, it may be more beneficial for us to hold off. I believe we should probably know a little bit more information in regards to that within the next maybe several weeks. Has a
These
thought?
guys are typically the lowest though.
Yeah, typically they are.
But you said the school, they have it there, so
Right now,
right now,
they're meeting right now. They have a special meeting going on.
okay.
Yep,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Next is the grants and aid for fiscal year 27. Nathan's working on the one right now. That's your farm road for fiscal year 26, but this one will have a deadline of October 2027, wherever he finds work to go. So
Cause it was
I think it's in there.
culverts and stuff, right?
Yeah, I saw they did some ditching on Messenger Farm Road. Looks good.
This year, and
Put it in.
Yeah, this is, I think we got 11,000 this year.
Yeah.
So, that's it. I just either need you guys to okay me to sign it or sign it, doesn't matter to me.
I'll make a motion that town administrator Ed Fournier can sign the grants and aid fiscal year 27.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Other business, Dan or Carrie, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, Gary.
What are we talking about?
Other
What did I tell you? We
I
talked,
say Glen Road, you're talking.
oh, yes, Glen Road. I wrote Pine Hill. So Nathan sent me a picture, somebody on the Glen Road. He gave me the 2 landmarks on either side. They've backed a camper and they're parking the vehicle kind of in the road. I talked to VLCT and I don't know, do we have a driveway? We actually have an actual driveway,
We have a driveway permit. This town.
Permit.
Yep.
like an ordinance.
No,
It's just something that Nathan has to approve before they can,
Put in a
before
driveway.
they can
Well,
put a driveway in.
these guys did not.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We probably should have told Richard about him.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah, I didn't think of it.
They're all good.
So VLCT asked if we had zoning, do you have an access permit policy?
Yes.
Typically both require town approval. The other thing too, in the state of Vermont, you can only have 1 driveway per property. We're only supposed to have 1 driveway per property, and that's a state law. So I don't know who owns where they are. If it belongs on either side of them is Scott Hamilton and Bernard Gagne.
they do own that little piece. Have we talked about this before? They own that little piece where they're at?
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah,
It's not the one, it's not the one that like backs off the road and
That's
tore
fine,
up.
that's Pine
Pine
Hill,
Hill.
that's Pine Hill,
This is Glen Road.
And you, I mean, you drive, I mean, they're basically on the road. Their cars are, there's cars there all the time. They're,
So what happens if somebody doesn't get a permit for a road,
And they didn't.
for a driveway?
Is that a wetland area?
I don't know.
There's lots of stables on the
Yeah.
wetland.
But they just park the camper is what they've done right now. That's all he told
They
me.
got it on a hack, stuff like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
back the camper
it's,
back here.
yeah, I've driven by it, it's,
The permits mostly for the 911 address.
right,
That's, they don't get the address, they don't get the per, you know.
Yeah,
or
they have
it's
to
not
do a
okay,
driveway
but,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's something to think about, what we're, trying to find out what we can do or.
So the issue is the vehicle parking in the road? Is that what?
just, that's a sheriff.
Yep, so. We can let them know.
Yeah.
And the other thing I had. Just, we talked about posting places last meeting. I don't know if he mentioned it.
But I let you, I filled
Yeah.
in on
Yeah,
that, right,
okay.
about lawyers, yeah.
Oh, yes,
We were
yes.
gonna-
Mainly.
Yeah, we were gonna think about it. I think
you
we're
guys
put it
want
in
more time.
another meeting if we had one.
What, do we have to post in the town of Coventry? They all have to be in Coventry? I mean, we could post,
Fine, yeah.
we could post at Jimmy Quick, tons of Coventry people go there.
I just assumed it had to be in Coventry, that'd be perfect.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if that, they
The other
have to be
thing
in
too
Coventry or
is
not, but if
Can
not,
we-
Mike would let us do that in a second.
And can we have asked the school be a posting place with their sign? I know they put a lot of the stuff up, but
Right.
should that be an official something? Yeah, but
Jimmy Quick would
be
do
a
that.
really
And
good
we
place.
could
All year.
A piece of paper, school window too, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure, Jason wants to do that.
I can find out.
Yeah, we ask if we can, because Jimmy Quick would be,
And I'm sure, said maybe the school too.
yeah, the school too, but Jimmy Quick would,
Well, I was
that'd be
saying-
good because it'd get that side of town and we've got the post office and stuff on this, on this side, so.
Well, I'll still ask, but if you did this, that cover Coventry, then it's probably up to you if you wanna post it in
Right,
every other
yeah.
town, right? So
Yeah,
I would kind of answer it, I'll still ask.
yeah.
Yeah, because it would be a good place to put them.
But you gotta remember, the school is closed all during the summer and then they have their vacation, so the posting in order to be able to get it up there is gonna be tricky.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of eyes there in the summer.
We'll see what we find with that down stuff.
Okay. All right, thank you, you wanna go next?
Yeah, mine was the run I do on Coventry Day. Not many people come, which isn't really the reason why, I wanna do this. I like to, a lot of runs are for, it's like raising money for something or something.
Mhm.
So I was gonna do, David's house
Oh.
fundraiser. But I didn't wanna the town representing something without at least, approval, not, I don't know if we need approval, but some organizations represent political things. I don't think this one does. I don't know if you're familiar with David's house. It's just a house in Dartmouth that if you have a kid that's sick, you can stay there for free. And it's not local, which I like the thought of local, but it is. If there's something like that here, we don't need it. But if you go to Dartmouth, we've used it twice. And it made such a difference. So my wife could just stay there. You don't have to pay. They can bring you to the hospital. My cousin just used it. It's a really great thing. And it's free. And so I was just gonna have the run, have people, you have to pay and all the funds go towards Dave's house.
Right, that's a very good idea.
Okay,
So,
good.
I just had one for other business, probably seems early, but I gotta get the right photos, for a theme, I was thinking for the report, I was thinking about like some historical stuff, that helped me last year, we did a lot of historic, airport photos. So, also Deb recommended this, maybe the dedication, script would be for the cemetery commission past the present. So I didn't know maybe doing that as a theme also, if I needed a photo. I take them when it's sunny and not winter time, so maybe have the cemetery as a theme.
Yeah, well, we've got very pretty cemeteries.
Have all three,
Yep.
work
Nice
there.
idea.
If, you know, you guys can think about it, but if you want to do that as a dedication, then I could add that as. For
Yeah,
our
that
photos.
sounds good to me.
That's a really good idea.
You might even be able to talk to a local photographer and take pictures for you.
Right, you can always get a local photographer.
Dan, has the new cemetery signs been put up yet?
No, that's on my list of things to do.
You know, free time.
And you'd have you could have a bunch of historical stuff in there with the cemetery, because
Right, yeah.
there's some old headstones there.
Okay, you guys are good with both those.
Yep.
Then that way I
Yeah.
can take pictures
Yeah,
instead of in you just.
Right.
Middle of winter.
yeah.
Yep, nice.
There are some old stones. I had one
Mm-hmm.
over here, man, you walk around, some are just stone, like ledge.
Yeah.
I know the cemetery commissioner there, so it should be hard.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
I'll get those
well,
signs up, so that'll be, yes,
Oh, okay.
picture for him, as great signs.
There's some really good, is it on the website? There's some really good photos. Did you put those on there?
Uh,
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
she has photos,
yeah.
like springtime with the flowers.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
the monuments fallen thing, those look good.
Oh, you reminded me, I was gonna include
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Cemetery,
Yeah.
memorial.
Yeah, they look good.
Since they just got cleaned, I thought the two together for a theme.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Very good.
Before we move on, sorry about the order, I don't know if Carrie and I can do. Ones as I
I don't remember what I told you.
well, no, when you Dan mentioned it, somehow I got the orders, like, we
I
got.
think mine's
Oh.
different than everybody
Yes,
else's. That's
yep.
all it is.
As I refined them or whatever somehow, but we got them all. So
Mhm.
we approved them minutes.
Yep, they look good. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 20th, 2026 as written.
Can I second it?
No, you can't.
Oh, yeah, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, warrants, Nat, can somebody hand that, first one to sign on this there? Top. One in your right.
That's the minutes from the party caucuses, Matt.
Okay,
And
Right,
then
if you're coming in to
Right.
sign his.
yep, got it.
sorry, Deb, the first one should be a discussion piece, I think, is there no?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
Some kind of software?
I'll put it on your
Go.
desk, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
Nobody's,
approved it last year,
Yeah.
and so this is just the bill to pay it as of July 1st, we're paying for the year. So I don't know what the discussion is.
what's the discussion about it?
The discussion,
The discussion was just, I don't think it's actually gone. We're having a hard time getting our residents signed up for it. There's like only a very few residents. I didn't know
We're
what we
paying
should
something.
do. Because for the dollar amount of what that check is gonna be, how we can try to get residents to sign up so it can be economically.
You know, that's one of the things we can talk about at the Coventry Day, the Coventry Fall Festival. And we signed a contract for this, I don't know. I don't recall the terms, if we can get out of the contract, but. They've used
How long, when's it in?
several times, it's for a whole year. So July 1st to June 30th.
I know we had it in the annual report, we've had it out at different sections, and it just seems like, I don't know. We haven't found the right mechanism to get our residents to sign up for it.
And there's more people people have downloaded it, they might not necessarily have set up their, like their name and address, that type of stuff. So
Right.
if we do actual locations. For like the bridge that blew up.
Oh, I think it definitely is a very useful tool. It's how to get our residents to actually sign up so we can use it.
I've been using it for the road closures.
So we gotta pay this, but the discussion is,
Well,
if
no,
we,
if,
Well,
Yeah.
you do have, we're on the hook for that, I think.
I'd like to give it the year to
Right.
really try and
Well,
push
like
it
you
more.
said, try to, we're gonna have, table it. Okay.
Garbage Pail Festival.
But
Mhm.
we're sitting here at this time next year and it's the same numbers, then.
And then not renew it.
Yeah.
What did we discuss a few weeks ago? Was that the fall festival, right? There's something
Mhm.
else you tried to.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll push it out to the schools. Hopefully,
Yeah,
they can make a copy and send it home with the kids the first day of school. Hopefully that'll drum up some additional.
this one's messing us up. House, John Buchanan.
He was, well, the last I talked to him, Nathan might have mentioned it, was August 11th, I believe.
That's his next doctor's appointment or
Then
something.
he goes to his next. So I'll let him go to it and I'll ask Alex to
Yep.
see if he has an update or I'll let Nathan.
been
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Accept the warrants as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Adjourn. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.